What's cracking, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of my 1860 Munich career mode. Getting this episode started off by taking a look at the scouts. I was requested to kind of take a look at the academy. I wanted to in general before, but I would showcase this to start this episode off. Sent one to Germany. I went all 1-star scouts. I know that may be really cheap, but I think, we could find gems. I've done it in the past with 1-star. I think we can now, sending our scouts to Germany, Poland, and South Korea. But I do think maybe we could do a scout of future star if you guys would like to see that, but we'll see what happens. That's up to you guys, your feedback. If you'd like to see that, we can certainly do that. But I lowballed a little bit on Kellen Acosta, and that is going to come back to bite us, as you'll see in a second, after we put in this offer for Christopher Ayer. Very good player. I mean, we're pretty kind of set in the midfield at the moment. I think we're very adequate, and you kind of see it later on as well. Putting this offer, putting in 1.8 for him, but you'll see Kona Costa in talks with Red Bull. That's very disappointing, but I think we can find other options, whether it be because he could of course filled that utility role as a midfielder and a right back, so that is disappointing. But as you can see, it really does look like he's going to be moving on now, as the transfer offer was rejected. We could have gone a little bit more, but I think we can find better options without trying to worry about this and trying to one-up Red Bull, because it looks like he is basically on his way now. But Christopher Ayer, 17 years old, center mid, of course, very promising player, very popular in Football Manager as well. But I've been told he isn't too popular in this game. I was a bit worried that he was a very common signing per se, but it doesn't seem like he's on Iheanacho level. Like Iheanacho, but 4 years, 6,000, not too bad. So I think he'll accept that. But you'll see in this first matchup, very excited for the season opener in the Bundesliga against Frankfurt. It's going to be a very interesting matchup away from home. We dominated that preseason tournament, but I think it's going to be much different here, going in these actual competitions. I've noticed, in friendlies and the AI just doesn't seem to be as good in general, but once you go into league in these other competitions, it's a much different giant here. But you see same lineup, basically: Klaassen, Kagomacher, Schindler, Vitek, then Adlang, Stahl, Wolf, Rama, Okotsi, and Heinz. So I think it's going to be a very solid team. This is kind of what we decided on at the end of the tournament, and I think we could end up doing well with this squad. But moving on now into the gameplay, you'll see here, we carved up some chances. This is a very good cross in, but what a save, and that just kind of hit right at the keeper as well. We had a lot of chances, on these crosses and set pieces. As you'll see here, you're very dominant in the air. It seemed like throughout this matchup. As you can see, Stahl was the one who unfortunately could not get that bit of luck, but we do draw the penalty as well here, and that was a bit kind of a weird penalty, a very interesting challenge, as you'll see now. But we will absolutely take it. Very late, I think he kind of already got rid of the ball, but I guess in the box. So Klaassen, the right back, would step up and take this. I've been very impressed by him. He's not really a right back as listed as a right back, but he has a lot of pace. He can track back, win the ball back, and I think I was thinking about Acosta at right back, but I just think now we could maybe get by without with the options we have at right back at the moment. But we'll see how that goes throughout this, of course. But you'll see now them being dangerous on a corner, and that is perfectly played from them. That short post flick on to the middle, that's just a no man's land right there for the keeper, any defender. That is a perfectly played set piece there, and he's pointing at his I guess he's pointing at the Frankfurt because he has no name on the back of his jersey. So again, that's perfectly worked. Just cannot do too much about that. We could maybe get a little bit bigger in the center of the defense, but I think we're pretty solid at the moment. But you'll see they actually may want to counter that, what I just said, with this good cross here coming up over the top, just completely isolated on our left back. It looks like that was Vitek there, just getting completely jumped over. Perfect header, perfect cross, and the defense was just all kind of out of sorts in that highlight there, unfortunately. But either way, I think we can bounce back from this. We showed some promise, been very dangerous on the set pieces, very dangerous in the air. Of course, we have quite a few options if we do decide to play some long ball and then take advantage of their defense. But have to try to bounce back from this goal now. As you see, another set piece. We were just deadly on these set pieces. You can see again, just hitting the crossbar, it looked like there. And fortunately, we just have to keep on pushing on, trying to grab the equalizer. So now you see us holding onto the ball a little bit. Nice work from Vitek, playing the ball back into Rama, and some good work from him as he tries to get the ball in. It looked like that was a penalty, very close to a penalty, at least in my opinion. But you'll see now, moving back here, Okote draws this deflection there. Ball's gonna fall back, played through is Hein, and that is a perfect finish from him. Looked like he was just about to get closed down now. We finally grabbed that elusive equalizer now. It seemed like we were not going to be able to find that second goal to tie things up and maybe try to push on for the victory, but certainly would be happy with a point here in this home opener away. As you can see, he was very good. He stepped up in his form, especially later on in that tournament, and he really won the starting spot for us, and I think he's going to be a very solid player for us in the 2 Bundesliga. As you can see him being featured here, that big equalizer as we're moving on, and that is how the game would end here in our opening fixture in the Bundesliga. And we're going to be moving on into the cup competition, a cup competition in a second as well. So I think it was a good way to start off the season, because those cup competitions can be quite interesting at times in this game, at least in my experience. As you can see, Acosta officially on Red Bull now. That's very frustrating to lose him, because I thought he would have been a great utility player, but I think we can find some other options, and we can maybe even save our money, but we'll see what happens. We'll talk about that little bit later on. Accept that offer. We still have some decent funds per se for this level. We still have some, that winning that tournament certainly helped us, so we'll see what we can do moving on here into the Deuscher Pokal. That is my best pronunciation. I speak English and Spanish. I'm not the best with these German words, so I apologize for that. We played a very just backup squad here. Munich, Fomen, as well as Ayer up top. Basically playing in behind Munich, trying to maybe play a little bit of long ball, kind of a Fellaini role when he was kind of like at Everton, plays sometimes, with Manchester United as well. You'll see a perfect cross from Vitek. Vitek has been so good, and we just hit the post there. I believe that was Stahl hitting the post there. But after this, that was basically all we were doing throughout this matchup. As you can see, what was I doing here with the goalkeeper? Take a big touch with a goalkeeper in my own half, in the penalty box, in the rain. That was not the best of ideas, and this game would kind of go downhill from there. That was just silly of me, but maybe getting out of this cup competition can help us a lot, because match fixture is just match congestion, in this game can be quite ridiculous. You see a poor touch from Wolf, gonna cut in, carve up the defense, just not prepared here. That's a really good finish, but maybe could have done a little bit better on that near post. But either way, moving on now, it looks like he's putting our asses to sleep, because we are about done in this fixture, and it looks like they're going to keep on pushing on. You can see just completely isolated. I do not know why Vitek got sucked into that run, and just some of the poor marking in the game in general. Marking is poor, at least kind of the game, the way it's engineered in the game per se. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but either way, there's no reason for him to track that run. It's just a big mistake. But now we grab a consolation goal. I almost said a compilation goal, but we grab that good finish from Hein. I'll take that any day. Continuous run of form at the least, but we have to move on now, get eliminated here. Just kind of more focus a little bit more on the 2 Bundesliga for now, and try to win that promotion spot. You're facing FC St. Pauli. They are a very interesting club. I really love reading about them. It's pretty cool. They're a pretty awesome club. I recommend you do as well, if you do not know too much about that club. But you'll see, moving on, basically the same lineup as the first fixture in the 2 Bundesliga. And Rama is one who just has not shown up for me. This is a game that I hope he can do something, but we have some other options, as you'll see coming up. A player coming back from injury as well for us, who was injured from the start of the season. We see Clausen. This ball should have been finished by Okote. He's been, since that tournament, he's not been doing too much for us either, unfortunately. So we'll have to see. Hopefully he can step up, but we may have to look at some options. We may need some other backup options at strikers. Mugosa and Mulik are just not cutting it as backup options, in my opinion. But you see some good work. You'll see ball play to Wolf, and just cannot get the best finish on that, best contact on that ball first first time, unfortunately, to put the ball in the back of the net. Now Stahl going to play the ball back into the middle. Some great work here. That was actually Clausen pinching in from his right back spot. Very interesting. Look at this finish from Stahl. What a hit from him. That is a gorgeous finish. And this is why I'm very, happy with the way the midfield is. We have a lot of depth in the midfield as well, especially with one player coming back in injury, as you'll see later on, who have not talked too much about. So he's pretty, veteran player, can play all over the middle of the pitch as well as out wide for us. I think it's where he may step in as well. You can see just tremendous contact from Stahl there. That's going to hit the post and roll into the back of the net. Moving on, another chance here, but some good work again. And Stahl is going to get this ball. Can he repeat that goal and chest goes wide this time? He was very dangerous to the ball. Our midfielders are really pushing forward. They use a lot of space in the midfield, and you'll see it again here on this chance. Okote tries to hold on to the ball. Even when he's not playing that well, as far as scoring goals, he does help a lot in the build-up play. And you'll see so close there on that chance. Unfortunately, we just cannot grab that goal. But other than that, the game was fairly boring, I have to say. You'll see Stahl in his warm-up, in his track pants, I guess you would say, as he is walking off now. Of course, game was pretty boring other than that goal and those few chances we had, but we'll take it. I'll take a boring game, a boring win any day. But you'll see some of the options again in the short list. Ambroise Oyonga, I could bring him in, and Mamon Bush, he could maybe play for us as well. I said that really weird, but he could maybe bring him in for a decent price. But some of the guys I'm mainly focused on are the strikers. I'm basically putting the majority of the guys you guys recommended, and a lot of them I can't afford. But the strikers, a few of them I can actually. So we'll take a look at them. Bradford Jamieson, of course, Melvin Lorenzen. I think those two are guys that would be very interesting. That's one thing I want to ask you guys. If you think it's kind of realistic for Lorenzen to come in, maybe he could bring him in and he'll be good for us. But Vitek is one guy on our squad right now who has really done well, improving without any training. Wolf had some training with the Beat Your Manager. Now Lendl, I think he's going to start for us from now on. He can play a few positions, and he's going to be our left mid because Rama is actually losing. He's losing some of his physical stats. And Fulman, I am very excited to play him. I think I'm training him up to be kind of a wide midfielder, a winger, improving his ball control and dribbling. Of course, you can see Rama lost in some areas. Bondowski could be a decent player. Nantaliski, I've been training. Maybe sell him off eventually. Rene, I think I may start him as well eventually. And Rodri, he's a very interesting player. I think he'd be good once we get to the Bundesliga and comes back on loan. And we can maybe even bring him back now from loan if we really have some problems at the striker spot. But you can see we have plenty of time to still bring in some players. So again, Lorenzen and Jamieson, maybe two very interesting players to bring in to strengthen our squad at striker. If you think we should bring in a right back, let me know. But I'm not too keen on it at the moment, so that's something you guys could certainly try to recommend, or something to that effect. Just let me know what you guys think about bringing in another player at right back. But I think we're kind of set there and in the midfield. But striker, we may need some reinforcements because we don't have too much other than our two starting strikers, Hein and Okoti right now. But with that, guys, again, leave your suggestions, scout a future star as well as those players. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate the support on the first video. Hope it continues. But with that, thanks for tuning in. I'll be signing out now, and I'll catch you guys later.